everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, the finale is here, and for those of us that have not played the games, FYI, it goes pretty much downhill from here. That one moment, that one decision Joel makes, pretty much seals his fate. But those of us that know this world understand that there's no such thing as a good death in the Last of Us universe. You see the way Tess went out, you see the way Sam and Henry went out. There's no such thing as a good death in that world. I mean, it would have happened eventually. Even Marlene in this, she's like, oh, eventually you'll die and she'll leave, blah, blah, blah. She's not entirely wrong there, but still. It's like, well, I made a promise to her mother to save her. And then she made the same decision to kill her. So, she contradicted herself. And like, it is like one of my favorite parts of the first game was that moment when she's like, oh no, wait, let me go. And Joe's like, you just come after. Couldn't wait to see that. It's like, at least in the beginning of this episode, they show Ellie's mother, which is interesting because she was portrayed by Ashley Johnson. Nice to see her. It's kind of cool, Ellie giving birth to Ellie. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't like when people show giving birth on TV, but serve the purpose, so not entirely bad, I guess. My concern going forward is for part 2, because, okay, of course we showed Joel shooting Jerry, didn't get him a chance to finish talking. I do the same thing when I play, I'm like, yeah, bye. Because I think that in part 2, we're going to open up season 2 with seeing that same scene from Abigail's perspective. And that's when all the craziness is going to start. Because she's in the hallway at the moment Joel takes Ellie from that room. So, you play the game, you know that. But those of you that don't, you're going to be in for quite a treat. No, not the good kind. I don't know. This show is it's really impressed me with how it's portrayed the game. Some people out there really think Vivian are just mindless button mashing. Like, no, there's actual story. This is proof right here. This haven't been done well before. That's why it's getting that reputation. Until now, video games have not had good adaptations on screen, so that's how people are like, oh, stay away from video game adaptations or whatever. Like, yeah, I would have agreed before this show happened. But at the same time, this is kind of cemented the fact that it can work, can be done, and it's done well, and people actually gravitate towards it. It can work. Just like anything. Doesn't mean everything should be adapted. Like, as much as I'd like to see Kratos in live action, I don't know how that's going to work on Amazon. It's all relative in the video game landscape, but I'd be really careful with that.
Okay, Hillcrest.
Is this so right place? I don't know how they're going to do part 2. If they're going to just keep Ramsey as she is, or they're going to age her up. Wait a year or two and age her up a little bit.
Shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just killed Joel off from the beginning of the season and just go from there, because it might make more sense for him to just die from old age instead of being whacked with a golf club. It might make more sense to just kill him from old age, honestly. That's how Bill and what's his name.
these assholes.
He was already an old ass dude, so I mean,
Hold on, Tommy.
there's worse ways to go. Yeah, I never really had that many criticisms of this first season, aside from episode 3. Just didn't like it. I just thought the episode was too damn long and failed to get to the point. They've made a lot of improvements since then, so I gotta say. The Ellie Riley relationship was handled way better, I thought. And then that extra bit of information that was said at the end of the episode saying that she had to be the one that killed Riley was like, oh. And I was curious, how exactly did she die? Because I know she got infected, but I never showed what happened after.
Keep an eye out in case he comes.
So that's nice to know now.
I got something.
Shit.
Get in there. Okay, girl. Sniff it out. You think this guy's connected to the girl from the school?
That'd be a hell of a coincidence if they weren't. What the hell was that? Omar, check it out.
Yeah, on it.
Now, obviously, there were changes to some things with the first game, adapting it to television, which is fine.
No? Nothing?
I'm all for
Let's check every
making
shop.
it make more
I don't
sense
wanna
for
take any chances.
a different medium. But part 2, I think, is going to be a little bit trickier to manage. As long as no drug stays involved, it should be fine. But I'm not really concerned about the internet because it's just crazy. But
I got something. We got... Go, girl.
it just bothers me when these people hiding behind their keyboard are just so vocal. Somehow it just
We don't see anyone.
affects everything that's happening in these shows and movies. And I don't understand why, or how that's even like remotely possible. I mean, we already saw a glimpse of Dina, which is nice. Hoping that we get a little bit more development in part 2, season 2.
What you smell, girl?
Not that she was bland or anything, but I think she needs a little bit more development as a character overall.
Hey, hear that? We'll check it out. Go, boy. We got nothing. Come on. What the? Fuck these WLF.
So that's really my only concern is how they handle. There's a lot of characters in part 2, so this is why I think they should stress this season out a little bit more. Because what do you got? Abigail, those scars she runs into, all of her freaking friends she takes with her to murder Joel. All the people up there, the WLF kids, Jesse, Dina, Maria, you've already seen this season.
Fuck. Anybody hear that?
So there's a lot still to cover, unless they drop some characters, which I would be okay with. Only real other character you probably need for Perky, aside from Abigail, would probably be maybe Owen and the Scar Kids, if she encounters. For like a 9-episode season, as long as they don't drag out stuff like they did with this one, with Dylan, what's his name, should be okay.
It worked.
Yeah. But part 2 is a long ass game. Even speedrunners probably won't be able to play it that fast. Sure, they'll find a way though. But yeah, people have played the game enjoying for quite a few bumps and bruises along the way. Berkeley is not a pretty story. It's a good story. Well, people don't understand it, which is why they hate on it. Their brains haven't developed fully. If at all. Like, yeah, they definitely set up Abigail for sure. And I thought the stinger for the episode was going to be we see Abigail or someone walking into the room after Joel leaves, but I think that's going to be the opener for season 2. It's my estimation anyway. It'll make the most sense and get the story rolling. And I wouldn't mind if Abigail actually lived in Jackson in this version and became part of that community. It'll make way more sense for her to get more information about the guy, because in the game it was like, oh, I'm looking for this dude named Joel, and apparently there's only one guy named Joel in the entire world. Actually just happens to find. No pictures or anything to go off of, and like, okay, please. So hopefully we can work on that. That was the shame we only saw one bloater in the season. Shame. You know, it's probably expensive, but I'm like, the only problem I really have with the infected is that there's so much more of a limitation on them in this version of the story. Which is fine, because you're mostly just running away from them anyway in the game, so it's not so much a problem as it is does the gamer in me want to see more of them. But it would make sense because in the TV show there's obviously a lot less ammo, whereas in the game I always put unlimited ammo whenever I play, especially when I'm doing these types of videos. This is one thing I can't say. This is why I don't really play RE until I can get a lot of ammo, especially with the new one coming up. I can't stand running out of ammo in the middle of the fight.
Oh, shit. Hope you did that, Tommy.
I think the first episode is still my favorite in the season. This didn't need to be a longer episode per se, but I still think they should have stretched out the season a little bit more. Especially because, like I said, part 2 had a lot of characters, unless they're going to drop some of them. And then we got introduced a whole nother faction of crazy people. People with the bows and all that. That's an entirely new faction you have to introduce. To mention Abigail and her entire story, which will probably include flashbacks. So there's still background stuff.
Get off me!
I thought the way it opened up was this episode, the finale opened up was kind of interesting. But of course, I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Hey, dog's picked up something down the hill. I think he's down there.
No way. He's still up here. Just blew up one of our fucking trucks.
You sure?
Yes, I'm fucking sure. Everybody spread out. We may have multiple.
So apparently she got separated from her crew. So that was interesting. So I'm like, heck is this running through the forest like freaking...
I heard something. We're on it. Go, boy. Kathy!
I think someone's here.
Good stealth.
You're fucking dead!
So it was a good episode. Yet my concerns are really more about season 2, and kind of makes me nervous, honestly. Just, I know they aged Joe up a little bit in this version, so that's another factor to deal with. Like I said, it might just make more sense to just have him die from old age. And then maybe have Abigail kill someone else close to Ellie. I don't know. That kind of change I probably wouldn't mind. Because it would probably be more poetic, I guess. Like I said, you see the way Tess, Sam, Henry go out. Even Riley. It's not pretty, so anything's better than being whacked with a golf club, so people are going to complain regardless of what they do, so at the same time, it probably doesn't really matter, but I trust Neil Druckmann to handle it. Did a pretty good job with this season, so I'm not really... I'm concerned because of how the story goes, but I think it will be done well. Could it surpass this season? Yeah, hard to say right now. People still cry about part 2 at the game, even though it won Game of the Year in 2018 and whatever it came out. So that Game of the Year pretty much proves that more people liked it than did. So people's crying after all that time doesn't make any sense anymore. Just people trying to be heard online, crying behind their computer screens. That's all that is. Whether it's on Twitter or YouTube, that's really all it is. Just, I want my voice to be heard. So, yeah. Good episode, good season. Episode 1 is probably my favorite episode still, even after all this time. A lot of great moments captured from the games. Some interesting changes from game to TV. But, yeah, it's really good. The thing I'm most impressed with is how many muggles actually were brought on board to watch this and actually enjoy it. That's probably the most impressive thing, considering how many people, especially old geezers, always talking smack about video games. I'm like, well, what's the difference between me sitting on my ass playing a game and you watching sports, drinking beer or whatever old people drink? Like, what's the difference? I can't think of anything. It's the same thing. So that's why I don't listen to old people in particular, or Twitter idiots, or people running YouTube channels like, well, you play video games and you don't have a life. You're talking like that. What? You're talking like that. We're on a YouTube channel. Who do you think your audience is? But yeah. Good episode. Give it a 9 out of 10. Because it was pretty spot on. As most of the season has been. But it's good.